Today we're gonna be checking out Robin, doing a little showcase for her. Actually, the first time using the creator experience version of the game. This basically allows me early access, so I have a bit more time to make the video. I do also want to make it clear it is possible things are slightly different from this version of the game and the actual live version, so keep that in mind. With all that in mind, let's just cover the basics. She is a physical harmony character, but let's check out what she's actually doing with the trace overview here. Her basic attack is nothing special. It's just a basic attack on a single enemy that scales with her attack. Her skill, indeed very much like Ron May, is a team-wide damage buff lasting for 3 turns, and what's cool is also very much like Ron May, the 3-turn duration decreases at the start of her turn. Her talent, aka passive here, increases all allies crit damage, starts pretty low but does jump quite a bit per level. In addition to that, when your allies attack enemies, Robin will regenerate 2 energy. And since Robin is a harmony character, that's very nice because typically their ultimates are the most important. Let's go ahead and talk about that next. First thing it does is already insane. It makes all other allies immediately take action. This is basically Bronya's skill, but AoE. Of course, it being tied to ultimate means you can't do it every turn like you can with Bronya, but also Bronya's a lot more skill hungry than she is. And while she's in this state, all allies' attack will be increased by 19%. Of Robin's attack, so it scales with her attack. And then after every attack by any of your other allies, Robin will deal some extra damage equal to, at level 6 here, 96% of her attack. The cool thing is not only is this attack guaranteed to critical, it has a 100% crit rate, but it also has a fixed crit damage of 150%. And we can already deduce she's gonna wanna be built with a lot of attack. So I imagine she can actually be a pretty good sub DPS as well. Finally, while she's in this Concerto state she gets from doing ultimate, she is completely immune to crowd control debuffs. And the kind of funky thing is, she also cannot take action. The Concerto state itself will appear in the action bar with a speed of 90. I guess a bit similar to like Jingyuan's Lightning Lord. And then once that icon gets to the top of the action order, that's when Concerto state ends. And depending on how long this potentially lasts, that could be a good thing. She will still be gaining energy from her talent here. Her skill here that has a 3-turn limit won't decrease while she's in the Concerto state because she can't take action, and it will never be the start of her turn, so that's kind of a bonus. So yeah, I mean, her basic kit does sound good, a little bit more complex with that ultimate there. I wasn't expecting to have her potentially be a sub DPS as well, but we're gonna see what's going on with that. I don't think her basic is going to be that important. We'll get it up to like 4 because it's pretty cheap and she will be doing basic here and there. In terms of skill priority, it would definitely be a toss up between ultimate and skill. I think they're both very important. So we'll just get them both up to 7. Talking about her bonus abilities, this first one is very straightforward, just 25% action advancement at the beginning of battle. If she's not too slow, this basically guarantees she goes first, which is very nice. You know, you get the buff before anything else happens, which is cool. So we're gonna go ahead and grab that. The second bonus ability is a little confusing. It says, while the Concerto state is active, the crit damage dealt when all allies launch follow-up attacks is increased by 25%. If this is literally talking about normal follow-up attacks like Dr. Ratio and Topaz and Numby and whatever, then okay, that seems pretty straightforward. Final bonus ability, very simple. When using skill, additionally regenerates 5 energy. I don't know, 5 extra energy on using skill seems a little stingy for a 160 burst, but extra is extra. Her little stat bumps are mostly attack HP and speed. I don't know why she would specifically need HP, but I guess just because she is a support character, maybe we'll go a little bit beyond for this one and get the ones that also cost 3 purples, just not the ones that cost 8 up there. And while we're not actually going to get any of her Eidolons, we should talk about them. E1 already sounds incredibly good. 24% all type res penetration when Concerto is active. E2 also sounds good. And again, while Concerto state is active, all allies speed increases by 16%. In addition to that, the talent's energy regeneration effect additionally increases by 1. It's currently at 2, so 1 is actually a pretty big deal. E3 is skill and ultimate. E4 is a team-wide cleanse when Robin does her ultimate, and then increases all allies effect res by 50%. So not only will she be immune to debuffs while in this state, but everyone else gets a pretty big resistance to everything as well. E5 is basic and talent. Oh my god. Okay, E6 turns her from a potential sub DPS to a main DPS. While she's in the Concerto state, that crit damage jumps to 450%. You know, those extra physical attacks she does when an ally attacks. These super buffed ticks of damage can apparently only happen 8 times per ultimate cast, but still, that is probably a lot of damage. I do really want to see what this does, so we're most likely gonna have an E6 S5 Robin showcase later. But yeah, I mean, like, all of her Eidolons sound really good. I wouldn't even know where to recommend stopping for her. Faster ultimates and the increased speed on E2, they're like all really good. I can't even recommend anything in this case. In terms of light cones, I would say there are definitely a few good options. Dance Dance Dance, I think, is by far the best one for her though. Where I use their ultimate all out.
Stop typing, I'm kidding.
A lot of them are pretty situational, like Planetary Rendezvous I think is good, but only really if you're taking like Argenti or Clara, other physical DPSs. Carve the Moon I know is the Battle Pass one, but if you do happen to have it, I think it's a good general harmony card. It'll basically just give you a random buff every turn. Most of the 5 stars I would say are fine for her. You know, we do get more attack on a 5-star card, which is already a bonus over 4 stars. Ron Maze might be the best besides her signature because of the 24% all ally damage bonus for 3 turns after using ultimate. Oh yeah, okay, so I'll have to cut this in, but we will be getting a new harmony card from the event as well for tomorrow's journey here. This one, especially for being an event cone, sounds actually really good for her. Let's get that up to S5 and see what happens. 32% attack and 30% extra damage dealt from her after doing her ultimate. So even though it only lasts 1 turn, again, this should be the entire duration of Concerto. Depending on how well she can actually sub DPS, that 30% can go a long way. Let's go ahead and get it up to 80 and we'll see if it has naturally high base attack for a 4-star as well. Higher than most actually. It's really only the Battle Pass Light Cone that has the same 476. All the other ones have 423. So yeah, honestly, very, very solid. Moving on to relics, this account does have a pretty good spread of like all the different sets. 2-piece attack just for 24 attack, 2-piece attack, 2-piece speed. Post edit Moga here, we actually do keep her in hackerspace for the duration of the video, but I really don't think it's a good set for her because the speed buff goes away on the ally's first turn and they kind of don't even use it because they're already at the front. It pretty much has the exact same problem as Dance 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 that I made a joke out of. I just thought perhaps a speed buff would allow them to act sooner on the next turn, but that seems to not be the case. So yeah, bad set. We'll most likely just go with 2 attack sets in the future. So this is a little awkward, but literally every artifact has the same substats. These on the hands are not particularly good. We don't have any attack percent here and just 2 speed. Her speed literally doesn't matter at all after she does ultimate. I don't know right now if we're gonna be able to do ultimate back to back. So her speed not in ultimate mode still does matter, of course. For body, we are of course going attack percent. Thankfully we do have one here. And for boots, we can literally only go speed. This is probably what I would do anyway, but it would have been nice to have the option to go attack. Again, post edit Moga here. I think around 120 is enough. You basically just want her to go first with that 25% action advancement bonus ability thing. So as long as she goes first, she's fast enough. You don't need to build her with more speed than that. Rather just give her more attack. I am kind of feeling Space Sealing Station honestly just gives us another 24% attack. Unfortunately, we have no energy regeneration link ropes, which is typically what I want to go with. We don't have any physical spheres, but honestly, I would probably go attack anyway, just because, you know, her attack buff scales with attack. So on the topic of energy regeneration rate versus attack, I'm still a bit on the fence, honestly. But if the goal would be to constantly be in this Concerto state, then I think energy regeneration rate might be necessary. It does appear on this account, everyone's talents are already maxed except for Robin's. So it won't be exactly like my account, but it wouldn't have been anyway because yeah, the relics and stuff are different. We obviously will have to try some follow-up attackers to see more how it works. So we're probably going to build a Topaz here. Just gonna give her S1 of her signature because that's what I have on my real account. I believe we do have her E1 as well. I am glad though we could get her up to E12 if we so wished. Trying to rebuild my units with these artifacts is kind of annoying. We don't have any crit damage bodies. They don't got like 100 self-modeling resins or anything, do they? Oh, I'm not going to do this too much because that's going to take forever if I try and like rebuild everyone, but like just for the bare necessities here for my DPSs. So I do want to start with a bit of a follow-up team with like Topaz and Ratio here. We just keep Fushun so we don't die. We'll try a good old Hyper Carry Dawn as well, just for fun. The main things I'm looking out for are Robin's attacks, and if follow-up attacks actually kind of help trigger that. All right, first Robin fight. We are of course going to start with support ability here. Give everyone a damage boost. She is already almost at full ultimate. She should be able to get ultimate just from allies attacking. Like we're so close already. Yeah, okay, here we go. I don't think we actually need to do skill first. We'll still have it for the entire duration of Concerto. Oh, we actually have like a music thing going on now. That's kind of funny. You can see Concerto down there now with like an action number of 112. So it'll be a while before it goes. Let's just go ahead and start attacking him. Oh, yeah. I didn't see if the physical popped up on that follow-up, so we'll have to do a couple more. We'll do his, but we can see the physical there for 9100. Oh yeah, and there for 9400. Okay, cool. So it can trigger even on follow-ups, which is nice. I do assume on bursts as well. That was hard to see, but I assume so. We can go and do Dr. Ratio's burst, whatever. The numbers themselves, like we can say around 10,000, and that should be pretty consistent because they're guaranteed criticals with the same crit damage all the time. But yeah, about 10k extra damage, which doesn't sound like a lot, but honestly, when it's happening every single attack, that damage really does add up. And she was in Concerto for the entire battle, so I'm really starting to wonder if attack would be more valuable than speed. We would definitely have to get a bit further in Memory of Chaos, you know, when the battle lasts a little longer, but also she wasn't too far away from full ultimate either, so it seems like we may have just been able to do ultimate again. These are all things we're gonna find out a little bit later on here. I do also want to see how much attack boost we're actually getting from her when she does her ultimate. So let's see here. Here we go, Concerto, increase attack by 810. That's actually really not bad, especially because she can potentially have a lot more attack. I'm gonna try and look at that again, but I'm pretty sure, oh wait, no, there it was now. I saw a 7,000 physical, so it does happen on ultimate. I could have sworn I did not see it the first time. Definitely, or was it not there? Oh, it definitely wasn't there. It might have a limit per character. We'll do like Fushuan's ultimate here. Yes, it was definitely there, 7,000. Concerto is about to end, I think. Yep, there we go. And no, she doesn't quite have all of her energy. I guess if we were in a very skill positive team, we could just use her skill early to get the rest. I'm gonna try it anyway. No, it wasn't quite enough. That's interesting. If we use her ultimate now and she's completely immune, I want to try that because this dude will like insta kill, but can he actually insta kill her? We're gonna see. That was so creepy. We had this like cheery song going on in the background and then he slices and the song just stops. But okay, yeah, she's not immune to this. I guess it's worth mentioning she also gets that extra 2 energy on follow-up attacks as well. It is pretty hard to see because it's 2 energy, but yeah. So far we are able to get burst on her second turn though, so I think that's pretty good. It actually probably would be worth it to time her ultimate a little bit better after everyone goes, for example, or at least before the enemies go. So far, pretty much all of my units have taken at least 3 turns, and Concerto is still, I mean, it'll be coming up here soon, but still, yeah, she stays in Concerto for a long time, depending on, I guess, the speed of the rest of your units at least. Okay, it's over now. We're gonna go and do her skill now, and that should be enough to do ultimate. I mean, she is pretty good for like cycle reasons because of the team-wide action advancement, though it really should be noted that it doesn't happen very often. At C2, when you have the permanent speed buff while she's in Concerto mode, I think that'd be really good. I think here's a good example of what I was trying to show earlier. Like all these enemy attacks are about to go off, so what we can do first, just single attack with her first and then do ultimate real quick, and we should get like an entire whole team up here now. Yes, and now they can attack and potentially break them or just straight up kill them. That one's broken. We're gonna just try and kill him. So it looks like in this specific case, we are gonna basically have full energy. In fact, we do. Yeah, that is the first time that has happened though. I feel like the song might get a little old after a while though, to be honest. Yep, I mean, that was the end of floor 10, I believe there, and she was in Concerto literally the entire match. Now that I think about it, Robin's like the first off-field support DPS in Star Rail, because you really don't even do anything with her most of the time. Unfortunately, our Robin is currently in prison, so we can't even do her ultimate. That was pretty unlucky. In moments like those, I'm definitely happy she has at least a little bit of speed, even though it feels kind of like a waste when she's in Concerto so often. I guess I should also mention in this Memory of Chaos, we have like energy regeneration every time the cycle changes, so that's definitely one reason we can just go back into Concerto mode. Okay, that is also a little concerning. So Robin just got trapped in Svarog's hand while she was in her Concerto mode, and it just straight up ended. Will it continue if we break her out? I don't know. Nope. And she has like no energy now. So yeah, I mean like Svarog and that other multi-dimensional Deathbringer thing kind of counter her in a way that's pretty bad, because we had basically like just started a new concert and then it grabbed us, even though I feel like it maybe shouldn't have even been able to target me because I'm completely immune to crowd control, but I guess it is a special attack. So yeah, there was stage 11. I mean, we didn't really have trouble with it or anything. I do want to try a bit of like a hyper carry Dawn. I think she does work very well in follow-up teams, so this is more just for an experiment. Okay, I think this is pretty good. We're gonna go and do both Ronmei and her burst because the enemies are about to go, and yeah, everyone gets pushed to the front now, and this should be a pretty decent attack here, hopefully. Yeah, 282. Again, I don't think my Imbibitor is even built as well as he is on my actual account, but it's still a pretty nice attack there. Robin's still in concerto mode, singing away. Not much to really talk about when it comes to her, I guess. But yeah, I mean, she is affected by other damage boosts, like those extra attacks are doing 16k now. Her song is over, got stunned. That's super annoying. Bro, what the hell are you doing? No! Oh, that was so messed up. Like, I mean, we got lucky that she got unstunned so quick, but oh, okay. I wasn't even paying attention to her HP bar. Yeah, I mean, outside of like one close call there with Fushuin, it went perfectly fine. I mean, I don't think that was necessarily because we had Robin in our team or anything. I'm just gonna give some first impressions on her and obviously take these with a grain of salt because these are literally first impressions. I'm not sure she gives the same level of buffs as other Harmony characters, like Ron Mei with her, you know, break efficiency, damage boosts, res penetration, etc., or Sparkle with her massive crit damage. What she does have is some really big sub DPS potential, which you can argue Ron Mei also has with all of her break damage, but that is kind of situational. Like some enemies slash bosses just take a lot longer to break than others. And don't get me wrong, I think she does give good buffs. Like, I mean, even Raising Mode Robin's still giving us over 800 attack and 40% damage boost at the least. It is a little hard to quantify, you know, the damage she's doing while she's in concerto mode, but it 100% adds up. Like the numbers themselves are pretty small, but they're happening literally so often. So I guess if you want to maximize her sub DPS, then yeah, follow-up attackers would be better. But I think if you were to get her to E1, get that res pin in there, just saying, E1 sounds really good. So yeah, I'm not going to make any definitive statements, especially not right now, whether she's better or worse than someone, if she's the best support that we have in the game now. I do think she is very versatile. Like, I don't think you need to put her in a follow-up team, even though that would technically be her best. Her concerto state and thus basically all buffs she provides lasts forever, so they're very consistent. We of course will be trying some other content for God mode. I think we did have concerto more often than what might be usual because of the Memory of Chaos buff, so we'll see what it's like in other content a little bit later, but those are pretty much my thoughts on her right now. Let me know what you think in the comments down below though. Dropping a like or subscribing if you enjoyed is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks as always for watching, and until next time.